Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to our Sports Show. From the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania, and we're going to cover all that in the next 7 days. Yes, we are 5 days away from WrestleMania Saturday, and we have a ton of pro wrestling in the next 7 days, or next 5 days. So, got the GCW Collective that starts tomorrow. We have the Palm Slam Fest that starts on Thursday. We have the Shooting Star Fest, which starts tomorrow. And then we have the Future Stars of Wrestling. Their stuff starts on Thursday and runs through Saturday. The only thing on Sunday is going to be WrestleMania Sunday. And then we have the Monday Night Raw afterwards. I'm going to review and recap as many shows as I can. It all starts tomorrow. I got some time off Friday, Monday, Tuesday to be able to watch as much as I can and recap as much as I can, get us ready for WrestleMania week. So, I'm going to preview what we're going to have at the Collective, and in each of these groupings, I'm going to do a little preview of some of the matches that I've looked up that I'm kind of looking forward to. Obviously, once the shows happen, we may have some other matches that just blow them out of the water, but these are kind of some of the matchups. It's like I know some of these wrestlers, so it's like from watching them, it's like, okay, I think these kind of pair up pretty good. So GCW Collective, that's the big one, starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. local time with PoderMania, and then at 8 p.m. we have Dragon Gate. Then we have Hybrid Wrestling at 11:59. On Thursday we have Progress Wrestling at 11 a.m. Mark Hitchcock's Memorial Supershow, the WrestleCon show at 3 p.m. We have Death Vegas Invitational, the New Japan Pro Wrestling show at 8 p.m. on Thursday. Then 11:59 on Thursday we have MDK Fight Club. And then on Friday we have Gringo Loco's The Wrld on Lucha at 11 a.m. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport at 3 p.m. Joe Janela's Spring Break at 7 p.m. Juggalo Championship Wrestling joining the Collective this year at 11:59 p.m. I've actually been watching their weekly show on YouTube. It's actually a hell of a company. Mr. Anderson and James Storm for the title. Mr. Anderson was champion. We had a feud between the owners and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's been a really interesting show. So you definitely got to check that out. But they're going to be part of the Collective. And then on Saturday, of course, we've got to start Saturday morning. Can't do anything else besides brunch. So we got Effy's Big Gay Brunch at 11 a.m. If you've never seen Effy's Big Gay Brunch, I watched them all. They're a fun show to watch. You know, there's not going to be any 5-star matches on that show, but they're just fun, enjoyable shows. And then we wrap it all up Saturday night after WrestleMania Saturday night at 11:59 p.m. I believe it is. We have Joe Janela's The Immortal Clusterf Battle Royal. Alright, so some of the matches I'm looking forward to throughout the Collective. No particular show here. I didn't write down the show. I just wrote down some of the matches. Charlie Evans and Billy Starks, I believe that's at PoderMania. I think those two, Billy Starks, I mean, she's really coming into her own between GCW, Ring of Honor, and AEW. And she's been with that Minion faction with Athena there, the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. And Charlie Evans, she's done everything, death matches, everything. But I think these two, I think this match could actually get hardcore, so you could actually see blood with these two. And then we got Yamato and Marcus Mathers. Marcus Mathers, to me, is kind of that young, kind of the high flyer, kind of the Javon Evans / Will Ospreay kind of type. Match I'm really looking forward to. I believe this is on, I can't remember which show this was on. Man like DeReese and Michael Oku. Man like DeReese is I believe he's the current Ring of Honor, or current Progress Wrestling World Champion. Him and Michael Oku had a 5-star match versus Will Ospreay a couple of years ago. Man like DeReese is, the best way to put this in WWE wrestling terms would be Shelton Benjamin and MVP. Man like DeReese can talk like MVP, but not as good as wrestler as the Shelton Benjamin with Michael Oku. In this case, would be like the Shelton Benjamin type, the high flying, the Daredevil. Promos, okay, so it'd be a great comparison to these two. And then we have the Swirl taking on Subculture. That one's going to be hella good. And then Bandito and Galeno Del Mal That one's going to be very exciting as well. Gringo Del Mal taking on Jack Cartwheel. El Desperado versus Viperous. That's on the New Japan show. And part of the Bloodsport is going to be... Oh, actually, I read it for you. So, Charlie Evans and Billy Starks is on PoderMania. Yamato and Marcus Mathers is on Dragon Gate. The Man Like DeReese and Michael Oku is part of Progress. The Swirl and Subculture is actually part of the Mark Hitchcock Supershow. Bandito versus Gringo Del Mal is part of that show as well. For the Gringo Locos Wrld on Lucha, Gringo Del Mal versus Jack Cartwheel. And then El Desperado versus Viperous is part of the Death Vegas Invitational. Natty Neidhart versus Shayna Baszler, that's part of Bloodsport. Timothy Thatcher versus Charlie Dempsey, that's also part of Bloodsport. Now, Spring Break. This is a very interesting matchup, and I'm really curious how it's going to work out. Joey Janela, the bad boy, taking on Brody Lee Jr. 14-year-old Brody Lee Jr. in a match versus Joey Janela at Spring Break. It's going to be very interesting to kind of see what that match entails. I'm curious about that. We get the Sandman versus the Invisible Man at Spring Break. Sandman's final match versus the Invisible Man. If you've never seen the Invisible Man, holy crap, you're in for a show here. I think the Sandman, the Invisible Man will take it to Sandman, guaranteed. I mean, it's going to be a brawl. It could be a bloody brawl too. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Effy at Effy's Big A Brunch. That's going to be fun. Zack Sabre Jr. and Effy, just kind of the catch can, no real style guy versus the technical masterpiece of Zack Sabre Jr. And then the Immortal Clusterfuck. It's going to be the Battle Royal. We have like 9,000 people in it, and it's all kinds of no rules to it at all. And then we have one match. We have a death match for the GCW Ultraviolet title. And I believe the stipulation is Matt Tremont loses, he has to retire. So yeah, we got Otis Kogar versus Matt Tremont. That actually, I'm going to take that back. That match actually got postponed. Matt Tremont is ill, and I can't remember who's taking his spot there. I forgot about that. I wrote this out before that news came out today. So that is the Collective. What do we got there? 13 shows for the Collective. This is the 8th annual GCW Collective. So yeah, fun times. So I'm going to review as many of these, recap as many of these shows as I can, and then I'll probably try to maybe Tuesday-ish, maybe Tuesday night, I'll try to do a best of the Collective as well. But that is the GCW Collective. Starts tomorrow with PoderMania at 3 p.m. and Saturday night after WrestleMania Saturday with the Immortal Clusterfuck Battle Royal, and then that death match with Otis Kogar. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. No, just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania.